my peeps, and welcome to another episode of Conversations in Focus, where we get to know the wonderful members of the American Society of Photographers. I'm Marisa Balletti-Lavoie, and today I have fabulous Jen Hargrove. Yay, round of applause. Welcome, Jen.
Thank you.
Thank you. And where are you? Where are you located?
So I'm in Big Piney, Wyoming, a
Oh,
teeny little town south of Jackson Hole,
is it
and
beautiful
about
there?
75 miles south of Jackson Hole.
Oh.
And yeah, just we call it the tundra here because it's so cold all winter. But
I love snow. We got a little today, but not as much as you have, I imagine.
actually, you probably have more snow than we have. We just have more cold.
Oh,
We
cold.
have snow, but not a ton.
No,
Not yet.
that's interesting. It
We get
doesn't,
ours in spring.
yeah. Oh, okay.
We get the majority of it will be this spring.
When there's precipitation.
Mhm.
Interesting. So what are your PPA creds, Jen?
So I am a master of photography, master artist, photographic craftsman, and a CPP.
I love that. Wait, CPP, I feel is so scary for me.
Really?
I don't know why.
That's the first thing I did.
Everybody that some people, yeah, it's their first thing. And it's so, I love when I hear people are CPPs. That's so cool. I'm gonna get there someday.
I will tell you I keep it for because of judging,
Hmm.
but I got it, so I might as well just keep it.
Yeah,
You know,
it's quite a bit of work to get. What, hmm, what was your degree that you joined the ASP with?
my master of photography and photographic craftsman. I got those the same year.
Oh, what year was it?
2019.
Very nice. I love you did
FSA,
double.
sorry. Yeah. My
Double.
husband would only walk the stage once.
Oh,
My artist was kind of an accident.
yeah.
I
Oh,
didn't mean to get merits in artist. I was checking out an image during COVID
yep.
that they had done and ended up with merits, and I can't leave things unfinished.
Hmm.
So I finished it.
That's so cool. I love that. Heck yeah, girl.
Yeah, that one's very personal. But yeah, my husband, the year we found out I had only needed a couple of merits for my master's, my husband's like, you better get that if you want me to walk for that degree with you for the craftsman, he says you better get it this year. So I did it that year.
Perfect.
But yeah.
Shout out to Tim.
Yeah, yeah, he hated being up there. Hated. That's why I didn't walk for my artist
Oh no.
because he
It's so
wouldn't do
funny.
it.
It's
Yeah,
so
he
funny
wouldn't do it.
that moment is so important and it's over this quick. My
Hmm.
niece came to walk with me for master photography because when she was born, that's what
Oh,
inspired me. She flew all the way to
yeah.
Kentucky last year, walked across the
Oh.
stage, and she goes, I got on a plane for this.
See, and Tim goes, we were up there forever. I
Oh
was like,
no.
Tim, I love teaching, but
Yeah.
I have to have something that's visual for something else for them to look at. If you watch me during my classes, I'll put my grandbabies up on the screen on my screensaver.
Hmm.
This because I'm convinced, I mean, my grandbabies are adorable. Of course, they're looking at them. So, but when it's just me, I am terrified.
Yeah.
Terrified.
All eyes on you is, yeah,
Yeah.
it's very intimidating. And that stage, knowing who's sitting in the crowd, it's a little stressful.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
always ruin my name, even though they say it right and it's like
Oh,
phonetically written out perfect. They always ruin it. And so I'm walking across the stage thinking, I can't believe they just massacred it again.
that's funny. Yeah,
I
it's
had to
funny because people
drag
call me
my mom off the stage.
your
Yeah,
mom
she's
seems like
blowing
she's so fun.
kisses, she's twirling. It's like, oh my God, this woman.
That's funny. Yeah, she seems like she'd
Oh
be a
yeah,
real.
she goes, I'm so nervous, and lost it up there, lost her mind. It was like she was in a pageant.
So we know where you got it from. That
I know she's so funny.
you're your mom's mini.
It is true. It is true. She made me like this. Jen,
That's
what is
funny.
your current favorite genre of photography and what drew you
Oh,
to it?
that's a hard one because my personal favorite, like my outlet, my escape. I actually told Tim, he's like, "You're so calm when we're at waterfalls or by the ocean, like waterscapes." Like it's where I find my joy. That's where I recharge and stuff like that. But as far as business goes, I would say it's character portraits.
Very
And I mean, it's either celebrating people with what they do, or it's mostly men that I tend to photograph. It's been very few women because it's not like um they're not dressing up like Spider-Man, but some of the guys have come in and asked, hey, can I want to dress up like Rip from Yellowstone or whatever, or the wives. It's mostly the wives, but they get to be something else. They get to escape life for a little bit, and I think we all kind of need that once in a while. So I get to go to the water. They get to play adult dress up, basically. So I would say it's probably the character portraits. Most everybody thinks it's dogs for me.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I love them. I love them, but I don't know.
That's
I think it's character
unique.
portraits.
Unique to be able to work with men that way and prefer to work with men and bring that part of them out. It's very cool.
Mhm. Yeah, one of my female, the wives, she goes, it's like fully dressed boudoir for men. And so we're like, yeah, it's like, I guess our version of boudoir is exactly the opposite of
Yeah.
boudoir for women. We're clothing them a lot,
Yeah.
but the
That is
women love it.
unlocking a hidden passageway with finding how much men do embrace that sort of character cosplay because they're sort of inclined to not. And I discovered that with this gladiator husband. He likes to dress up like a gladiator and wear kilts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome. I couldn't I couldn't get Tim to do that. I got him to be a sea captain. I mean,
Oh,
I used him. He was actually I'd been photographing like firemen and things like that normally, but Tim was my muse. He was the one that started it. He grew a beard, and I
yeah.
saw him, saw it under one of our ceiling fans. And I was like, "You look like a sea captain or a lighthouse keeper."
Yeah.
And just shook his head. It was like, "Here we go." And now I have this huge collection of like wool pea coats and hats and
Yes.
sweaters. And so, yeah, I
That's
went back in
cool.
Ireland buying the fisherman sweaters, but
Oh,
he's the one
yeah.
that started. That's the only thing he'll dress up as. He won't do the Santa. He'll do Santa for our grandbabies, but won't do Santa. But it's crazy how many women want their husbands dressed as Santa.
Yeah, that's a whole other subject.
Yeah, it's like, what is going on here? But yeah, that Yellowstone thing, we don't call it
Oh,
Yellowstone, but
the rip thing is wild.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
we started that thanks to Jeff Hedgecock. We mentioned it, and she's like, I want my husband dressed as Rip, and then it
yep.
just snowballed.
TJ, my husband, is a natural fit for that.
Is he?
And I did not realize it until I dressed him up for Nashville and put on
Oh,
that leather hat. And I
uh,
thought it was kind of more of looking like Crocodile Dundee when I ordered.
really?
And then I gave him a leather black vest and he put it
Oh,
on
wow.
and he just right away. And people started
Wow.
calling him that. And I didn't even know who it was until we had to Google it after the
Oh,
party.
wow.
And it's like, dang, TJ, we could have him in business as that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeff Hedgecock's the one that said my husband looked like Rip from
Yeah.
Yellowstone in his sea captain image
Oh, you got to
and
get him the hat.
Mariner
I'll send
image.
you the
Yeah.
link.
So,
It's just a
yeah.
matter of finding what they want to be.
hmm
I bet you Tim has other things in there.
He, if he, Tim's he's very reserved. I'll put it
Yeah.
that way. He's got this wicked sense of humor, but
hmm
as far as he goes, he doesn't want to ever be the center of attention. Ever. He
Well,
doesn't like birthday parties. He doesn't like anything
the
that puts him in the
private
center.
portrait session with you, though, isn't it? Until the picture gets raves, then that's where we
Yeah,
find you.
even that, like with all the attention he was getting from the after imaging or IPC that year,
hmm
because he went lone and it was like one of the top 10
Oh
in general
yeah, he's a
stuff. And
celebrity.
he was like, nope.
It's my mom's
And he made me
favorite.
yeah, he made me promise not to ask him to be a model for my classes anymore.
Well, he had a good run.
He did. Yeah, he did pretty good.
That's cool.
He's a
And
good egg.
your waves too. I remember you said to me once that you're a total piece, just painting them in the Zen mode you get in with them. That's
Mm-hmm.
very cool.
Yeah, that's my stress relief is piecing together because I'm in a landlocked state.
Hmm.
And of course, ended up not getting to go to the King Tides this year because of all of the medical stuff. And um, they had like this insane King Tides every both times now. I'm just like,
Hmm.
and when I go, it's like blue skies and flat water, just higher
Ooh,
tides.
yeah,
So we don't get the big crashy waves. So I just created myself.
yeah.
I
That's
just
so
piece them together,
interesting.
which I'm outing myself. I'm not really entering artist anymore. So, because
Hmm.
I think they were figuring out, they're like, okay, this is a composited wave. We know who it belongs to.
Yeah.
So, um, I still do them. I
Hmm.
still do them for the fine art part of my workflow and for me,
Hmm.
but that and the abstracts,
Hmm.
which I'd be scared to see what an abstract would look like the last couple days. Sometimes they're
Yeah.
sometimes they're pretty out there, but
That's cool. I know that's one
yeah.
of my favorite things is the next morning opening up what I was working on and going, oh, okay. That's cool though that you just let it be free. That's the best part of being an artist.
Yeah, it just goes where it goes. And then
Hmm.
had a Benadryl image help me
Oh,
get my master artist. And
love
when I saw it, I was just like, what was going on?
it.
So
Benadryl, I
yeah.
know I had my first program was cough syrup induced. So yeah, I just felt I had been blocked and then I took some Mucinex and filled 3 books of just flowing. Yeah, you're right. It's an
Yeah,
interesting trip.
it is. Yeah, I had one of the I won't out who it was. I'll just say it was a him. Said I needed to. He goes, you go to Oregon all the time. He says, eat a gummy and create. If you do that on Benadryl, that's what you do with
Oh,
a gum and edible. And I was just like, no, I'm a grandma.
grandma,
I'm a grandma.
hilarious.
I was
Dang, I
like,
want to be
yeah,
friends with that person. So funny. You'll have to tell
yeah.
me
It was.
later.
Oh, it was cracking me up when the whole time he just wasn't gonna let it go.
Going
But
out there.
yeah.
What first inspired you to become a photographer, and how do you think your journey has changed since?
Mm. Well, it was kind of necessity when I did it to begin with. My daughter's senior pictures. I'd had an accident, crushed my hand, couldn't do hair anymore. And so I ended up doing my daughter's, but my dad was a freelance photographer and like amazing. If I had a quarter of the talent my dad did, it had and just did the tip of his pinky finger, I would be, like I'd be World Cup gold medalist every year, things like that. My dad was, it just came naturally to him. Didn't have to work at it. And so it was actually an image my dad took at Christmas time of my little brother, trying to light a cigar. When he had to been 2 or 3,
Oh,
and in front of the Christmas tree. I think
oh,
of it all the time. But I mean, it's changed a lot. I mean, the first 2.5 years, I was working as a photographer. I say photographer because I wasn't. I was just playing with the camera. But um, I kind of went on my own, and then I started doing print competition, and got kind of shoved into that a little bit. And um, it's it's evolved a lot because I wanted to be I'm gonna butcher his name, Kevin Jurai. Is that
mhm.
how you say his name? The sports photographer.
Kevin, yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I wanted an image on there,
Hmm.
and then when I opened the studio with because image competition, that's why I opened a studio to begin with. Um, it was because I needed to learn lighting, and I knew that. And I was going to do newborns, and I was going to do all this different stuff, and very high key. That was my idea of everything because everything in my house is usually pretty bright. I mean, we have dark leathers and stuff, but I like bright. Our family pictures are very light and airy
Hmm.
when because that's who I've chose to do them. But my stuff ended up just getting darker and darker. I went more and more low key. I don't even have high key back. I have to buy paper to do dance studios because everything is so low key. If I could if I could get away with completely black shadows in competition, you wouldn't see a detail in any of my
Yeah.
shadows. So it's evolved. I'm not a landscape photographer,
Yeah.
but I love water. If it involves water, then I'm on it. So
So
yeah,
interesting.
it changes all the time. I mean, because it
Well,
was for a long time, it was all about dogs. And then
yeah.
just I
I
get
love
bored
that
really
you said
easily.
it got moody and darker as you progressed. And that's,
Mhm.
yeah, I picture like the deep, rich tones of your work when I think of it. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And still some pets or no?
Oh yeah, I still do pets.
Mm.
Dogs, because I'm allergic to cats, so they just
Yeah.
make me miserable. But I mean, I'll photograph horses and guinea pigs and stuff like that, but
Aw.
it's mostly dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And I still photograph children and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I pick and choose more since we closed my studio. I'm very picky
Mm-hmm.
and raised my prices. I only take up to 5 seniors a year. They have to be a destination senior because I will tell you, that's what I was doing a ton of when I started. And if I don't have to I cannot wait till my last grandbaby graduates. I will never do another senior again, ever, ever. I don't know how, props to the senior photographers.
Yeah.
They are they
So
are
special.
difficult.
So special.
Yeah. So
Teens these days too who constantly see or either see themselves in photographs or hate themselves in photograph because they have been their whole life. My
mhm.
niece is well one of them she pulled the flip switch and she's like no more pictures please
Oh wow.
because she was photographed so much growing up and we all had
Mhm.
camera phones for the first time we all went crazy so her senior pictures we have to theme them after Trey Parker and they South Park and, to lure her in. Yeah, teens
See,
these
and my
days.
daughter started seniors. It started the whole thing for me.
Yeah.
I bet you she had 5 or 6 sessions.
Hmm.
And well, I was trying to get a good image of her for the yearbook, um, but my son had three frames. He was
Oh,
wearing different clothing. His hair looked different in all of them. All three
hmm.
were light tests. We were so busy that year
Yeah.
that we forgot to do his.
Hmm.
And so luckily he was sitting for my light tests and stuff. And those light tests are on his. That's when we went to order his announcements. I got the thing from Miller's and I said, this is the deadline. And I was like, wait, he's graduating in like 2 weeks. I need to get announcements out. And I was like, I don't have pictures. So we went and grabbed the light tests.
Perfect. I love
Poor
that
kid.
story. I love that story.
Poor baby. I just felt so
Uh,
bad.
at least he has some though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how things go. The first ones have three, five. You said she had five different shoots.
Oh yeah,
Oh
easy. She
yeah.
had a couple with her boyfriend. She had a couple with her horse. Just her. So I mean, five is probably it's probably more than that. Plus, she was rodeo princess that year,
Oh
so we were
yeah.
doing that stuff. So
I love that.
yeah,
Classic, classic.
yeah.
What do you think the most rewarding aspect of being an ASP member is?
Oh wow. Uh, that's a hard one. I think it just pushes me to do better.
Hmm.
Always pushes me to do better because I mean my mantra is always surround yourself with people that are better than you at
Mhm.
whatever you do. And when quote, but it's because when you surround yourself, I mean the rising tide lifts the boats. But I'm also one of those people I don't want to be the worst in the room either. So I'm constantly striving to be better.
Yeah.
And that was it. But my goal, I didn't care, honestly, and this sounds really bad to say it that way, but I didn't care about the masters
Mhm.
so much as I did. I knew that's what I needed to be an ASP member.
Mhm.
And somebody thought it was funny to tell me to join ASP if I was serious. They knew I had to be invited.
Yeah.
And I called John Allen and asked how I joined, and he explained the thing and then just lit a fire. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be an ASP member. I was more excited about the ASP letter than I was the email for my master's in craftsman.
Thank you. That's so beautiful.
So yeah, so that I wanted to be an ASP member, and
It's
So
where it's
yeah.
at, girl. You're right. It's the best of the best, truly. And every year is completely different with what everybody's making now that we can see. We have our images of distinction is wild
Hmm.
to see the best of the best compete every year with each other. It's just
Yeah.
ASP is so amazing and it's constantly evolving into this greater source of bettering ourselves as artists and photographers.
Hmm.
Thank you for that. That's very, very
Yeah. There's
wonderful answer.
images of distinction. I'm not a big on awards. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that I'm like, I like the pins, I like the
Mhm.
bling, but the awards sit in boxes in my upstairs. I have a few that are on a shelf, and those my ASP awards are on the shelf, and my bronze medallion and my district award last year are on the shelf.
That's awesome.
And yeah, we don't get to see them much because they're upstairs, but and we
Yeah.
that's kind of where we store stuff. But those, I was excited about that bronze medallion and the district award last year.
Yes, very,
So
that's awesome.
mhm.
Congratulations on that too.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Yeah.
image, beautiful image. I'll have to post it when I post this interview in the
Yeah.
comment.
Oh, the one of Rich,
Yeah.
the most photographed photographer ever. Somebody said something about he needed to have his own category at IPC.
I know. It's so
I
funny when
think
you
there's
see his
two of
things
them in
come
there
up.
this year
Oh yeah. So
in
fun.
the same category.
Oh my goodness, he's
I was
competing
looking
against.
through and I was like, that's Rich. That's Rich. What's going
It
on?
was in Massachusetts and somebody wanted to know. He came up and they were doing the presentation and he came up and they're like, "Who is he?" And it's, "How are you not friends with him?" Yeah,
I know. How do you not know? I met him in Pennsylvania, speaking at Pennsylvania,
yeah.
and he was my light test. That image was my light test for a dog. I was like, you have fur on your face.
Uh,
Can I use you for a minute? And because I'd seen the picture of the beagle and there was a lot of white in the beagle. And he's like, and I said, just lean on that barrel just for a minute.
yeah.
And that's where that came from. And
You're a light test genius, Jen.
I love my light tests. I'm telling you.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
you
I,
just nail it. That's just how you roll, girl.
yeah. Well, I don't meter, which is
Yeah.
bad.
No.
And I have a meter. Tony Corbell convinced me to buy one,
Mm-hmm.
and I've never used it. No, not once.
Mm-hmm.
It came out of the box at an IPPA event because they needed to use it, but I've never used it once. I have no clue how to use a meter. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to deny that. I
Yeah.
don't.
No, you're instinctually kind of got the feel for where your light should be and your camera and you know your business and your equipment. I also have a light meter that is a nice boxed thing
A
on a
box meter.
shelf that
Yeah.
somebody convinced me I needed to. And it's like, no.
Yeah. It's one of those things. But I mean, like when I teach, I show them how I test my light and things
Yep.
like that. I have a process and it works and it's quicker, but I photograph dogs unleashed,
Mhm.
kids really unleashed.
Unleashed.
So I mean, everything's crazy. It's kind of chaos at my
Yeah.
session. So, and then I have like 15 minutes with these guys for the character portraits before they're over it,
Oh,
most of
yeah.
them. So I do everything quick. I'm not, sitting there metering for a while. I'm like, yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll play with other things. Someday it would probably be fun to know how to use it.
Yeah,
If I knew
someday.
where it was.
Yeah.
If I knew where it
It's
was.
Well, at least your ASP awards are out on the shelf where they should be, and I'm
Yeah,
proud of
they're on a
you.
shelf. My
Congratulations.
husband tried to talk me onto putting him on the fireplace mantle.
Aw.
And I'm like, no, because we have like wood prints on there. So if they fall off, they don't. Sorry, my dog's barking.
No, it's okay.
If they fall off, they don't get destroyed because
Yeah.
we've had glass break and stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, our house is old. We have an old farmhouse. It's kind of sloopy.
Ooh,
So I'm like, no, we're not putting anything glass up there.
that's cute.
I
Thank you
love
for
them.
protecting them.
Yeah, they light up. I mean, I plug them in and they light up.
Oh, that's so
So
cute.
yeah, it's super
I got a
cute.
dang second place one. It doesn't light up.
Well, that's my bronze medallion in my
Oh,
district.
okay. I
Well,
need to
it
get
may
one of
just be
those.
one of them that light up. One of them lit up. I want to say it was both, but it may have just been the one.
Gosh, I'm just gonna
But it
put a
was the
light
coolest
under it.
thing ever.
Right, right.
Actually, I was gonna have Rich accept it for me,
Ooh,
but they just ended up sending it, which is fine. But
so
yeah, and I
fair.
got a second at Images of Distinction this year. I can't say in what category
Heck yeah, girl.
because it's at IPC now. but I was super excited. I was like,
Congratulations.
yeah.
It's
So
shocking when you see it come up on the awards.
I did. Yeah.
It's
I was
like,
like,
oh my
how did
God.
that happen?
Does
Well,
anybody?
I knew the score of it. So I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm good. And I love watching awards. I love
Mhm.
seeing other people's stuff get things.
Oh yeah.
And I bought poms for our banquet last year
Mhm.
for IPPA to cheer everybody on. I
Oh,
had pom poms on all the tables. Everybody's just like, you are losing your mind.
oh,
I'm
that's
like, yeah, let's cheer
adorable.
us all on. So yeah, it's one of those things.
It's
I
so
may be done
cute.
at state level here soon, but I'll still do like ASP and the
Heck yeah.
national level because ASP is not state level.
We're our own special thing.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
exist on another level.
it is. It's a totally different thing. And my fellowship, I think, is getting an ASP fellowship is like my bucket list, on the
Big
top of my
goal.
bucket list.
That's cool. You'll
I would
find
rather
the
have
different.
that than like a World Cup medal or anything like that. Because I'm that person. I want a diamond. I don't want a Gia, but
Yeah.
I want that fellow, and I would like the educational
Oh
associate.
yeah. Bob Coates was just on the King of the Educational Associate. And both of those are very admirable goals, and you will succeed in them. You are a goal getter, girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm one of those. Yeah, it's like just let me do it
Yes,
because
let
I'm
me do
gonna
it.
drive you
The
nuts till I
fellowship
do.
too, to be in that elite club is so
Hmm.
cool. And they have their little luncheon every year with their fancy
Oh,
pants.
do they? See,
Yeah.
I miss all of that. I can't travel without Tim.
Hmm.
So depends on what we have planned. So if I'm already, going to speak somewhere, things like that,
Yeah.
then miss a lot of stuff. I got to I got to be you on social media one year for imaging because I was here and everybody else was there.
Oh yeah.
And he had me was sending me everything to post.
Aw,
So I
that's
miss doing that kind of stuff with AS
a
being
wild
active.
time. Well,
Well,
you want to come back, girl, you let me
you know
know.
what? If you guys have a use for me, because not being on the
Yeah.
IPP board is I'm going to be so bored.
Oh, we have things for you to do. We have like
Yeah.
56 committees.
Wow. Well, I know I was on the um, museum project committee,
Oh yeah.
which I got a message. I didn't see it till later because I'm so limited on computer time.
Hmm.
And but I never could get a hold of him to find out exactly what was going on, and it was too
Yeah.
late by the time somebody told me what was going on. It's
Yeah.
like, oh. So, which
Uh-huh.
at the
Well,
same time, those images are so old that
I know.
I'm
It's
like,
very interesting to see that this, like the one that I have that's going to hang is first year trying as an artist.
oh,
And
I love your
it's
stuff
so,
though.
and I remember Tom Rouse had to call me and convince me to say that I would send something eventually because I'm like I don't even know how to size, how to print, how to
Mhm.
anything. So when Ann called me this year about it, I'm like I'm just gonna send it from the lab right to Leslie. It's changed so much from I was terrified to even show a piece to now we're 5 years later and it's like okay, that's interesting. That old baby is gonna be in there.
I know. Well, and I didn't. So I do stuff. I sell to galleries and boutiques and stuff like that. Some of my fine art stuff, and I didn't know how to price it.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the museum project, I wouldn't know how to price it.
Oh, that's
And
very
I found out I was pricing way too. They're like, "Oh, that's too." When I sent the original pricing, it was sent back to me. They're like, "No,
yeah. Oh, that's
fix that.
awesome.
Please go up."
Well,
But
I
yeah,
think that we're going to try to do it again if this one's successful, and
oh,
so much has been learned
love
from
it.
doing it. So definitely we'll try to get you to jump back in there. But I
Yeah.
have plenty of room on social media committee as well, and we have lots of places for you, Jen. I
Yeah,
swear.
I'm like me in social media. That's hilarious.
Okay, we'll find
I
you
could share
somewhere
memes
good.
like no other and pictures of my grandbabies.
Hey, hey, memes are kind of funny.
So yeah, that's basically my day on social media.
There you go. Well, do you
I
have
get
any
on.
current projects or anything you're working on that you'd like to share with our members?
I'd love to, but there's a lot of ASP members, judges that are ASB
Oh
members,
yeah,
and I don't know if I want to out myself because they're
good. You're
a
so
couple of them
smart.
are pretty fun.
Yeah,
I think you would like them. I could probably tell you when we're done recording because
yeah,
I think you would appreciate a couple of them.
yeah.
But um, yeah,
Cool. I love that. Keep it. That's a good lesson for our people is work
Yeah, keep it
on
from
the
the
down
judges.
low.
Keep it from the
If you
judges.
have any special projects that you know them stalkers are gonna watch.
I'd be like, do not let
Yeah,
the
I
judges
have
know.
what my second place in one of the categories is going to be in this book, unfortunately, and I popped it into the second round of ASP and it was last minute and it hasn't been seen. So I do worry because I want to try to play it next year and it is
Hmm.
going to be published in this book and it's like I just hope they don't flip to page 3 or whatever this thing is going to be on. It's like, oh my gosh, so I just got to come up with something better, you know?
Hmm. That's the great thing about every year. I mean, I love that like we can put MIR images in, but we
Yep.
cannot put IPC because I have stuff that's going to IPC this year. I
Yep.
think that did not enter into images of distinction, but that means I have to create new things.
Yeah, exactly.
Constantly keeps me creating new.
Yeah, that's the way to think about it. I love when something finally comes out that's been stuck up in
Hmm.
here. That's the most relief. Well,
Yep.
wonderful. I'm excited to hear about your projects after we hang up. And where can our people find you online or connect with you anywhere?
Usually by phone is best because I don't get text go to my computer.
Yeah.
So if you ever text me and if it goes to my computer and the app's off, I will never see the body of the text. So a lot of people think I'm just ignoring them. I'm like, I
Yeah.
promise I'm not. It's the
Yeah.
bane of my existence.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
but jenhargrovephotography.com is my website, which is I wouldn't look at it because it's not.
Scroll to
I
the
am
phone
really
number.
bad about doing those things. I anything social media, anything online, I just my business model doesn't it actually is better the quieter I say
Mhm.
quiet, but
Yeah.
the least amount of social footprint I have works out best for me.
Yeah. That,
And so everything we do is word of mouth or referral. So that's just kind of how
nice.
we started doing things. And but
It's
yeah,
working
I've got
well.
I've got two phones,
Nice.
so they can call and
Perfect.
but the website, and then I think I'm Facebook friends with half of the ASP as it
Yeah.
is. They're there
Perfect.
somewhere.
Well, that's wonderful, Jen. Thank you
Awesome.
for chatting
Thank you.
and getting to know, letting our people get to know you a bit more. And we're so happy to have you with us in the ASP.
Thank you. I love being there. So,
Appreciate
and I will
you.
be making a couple phone calls about the
Oh yeah, let that out a little.
yeah, be like, you can still be a
Yeah, we
ASP here.
definitely don't try to say it too loudly, because,
Yeah,
but it is a fact. Yeah, they can still hang out with
that's good because I know when
ever.
I joined it, that wasn't the case.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Through we've looked into it and that's how it goes. So yay. And
awesome.
if any of my peeps want to be on this show, I'm all done with my virtual ones till after imaging, but I will be doing some at imaging in real life. Sit next
Can't
to
wait to
each
watch
other
those.
and snuggle. Yeah, I hope to I'm gonna plug my ring light in a hall, set up my stuff and cause a ruckus.
I would not expect anything less.
No, no, that's how I roll. But thank you, Jen, for being on
Thank
here,
you.
and thank you to the ASP. We love you, and bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.